I'd also like to take this opportunity to say thanks to everyone who has expressed an interest and concern since I was diagnosed with cancer back in May. I wanted to bring you up to date on what's been happening in the past 6 months and plans for the next year. It seemed the best way to do that was in conversation with my good mate, Tim Gavel.
Chris, 6 months ago we were sitting here and you broke the news. You said, listen, I've got cancer. It's been a journey, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was probably about as shocked as you and Julian Abbott were when we had the conversation just here. And it's amazing how quickly things that you think are pretty amazing and awful and horrible become just part of your life, and you just adjust to dealing with what you've got in front of you at the moment, and that was 6 months of chemo and then whatever's next.
And you've had a lot of support, haven't you? Not just from your family, but also from the wider community.
Oh, it's just been incredible. I mean, I think when you have a public component to your job, people are interested in what you're going through, and that's been pretty overwhelming when people come up to you in the fruit markets and ask you how you're going, or we get an amazing amount of beautiful letters from people who have gone through a similar experience and saw the story that I did and said that they sort of shared some of those feelings. Or we've had a lovely lady sent me a knitted scarf and beanie, get me through winter when things are a bit light on top. So yeah, it's just been incredible, and I think you can't underestimate how powerful that is when you're going through something like that. And even just speaking to people when you're having your chemotherapy treatment, just other people who are going through that shared experience, and I think that's really helpful, just to chat to people who also accept that it's part of their lives. And it's a little bit reassuring to look around and see that many people in the chemo ward all doing it. It makes you realise you're not alone, and that it's just something that lots of people have to deal with. Pretty horrible reality that you have to deal with, but you can't think about why me or why am I dealing with this. It's just the luck of the draw.
Have you taken up meditation or yoga or something like that to find your inner self?
No, I don't think I've discovered my inner self. I have, said that there's some things that are important to do, and that's like, saying, right, I want to laugh every day. I want to be happy every day despite all this, and I want to, make sure I enjoy time with my family and appreciate that time with your family. Because you think you don't want to waste any moments if those worst case scenarios are to take place. So it rattles your priorities a bit in a good way.
So what is the next stage in the whole process?
I'm almost finished the last lot of chemotherapy, and then they leave me alone over Christmas, which will be really nice to have that break. And then I start a testing process before I have to have a bone marrow stem cell transplant in February. So I won't be at work for at least 3 months at the start of next year. That's a really full-on process and treatment, and hopefully the end result will be curative and be able to get on with life. So that's where we're at.
Look, it's been hard on you, but I would imagine that it's just as hard for your family, for your wife and your kids to cope with this.
You know what days are your good days, and around the chemo you know what days you're going to be feeling pretty crook. So I think the family accepts that and works around that, and knows that the kids know that there's days that Dad's not functioning at 100%, and he's feeling a bit under the weather. So yeah.
Oh, don't fall off. Don't fall off.
They don't know that it's anything to be scared of. They don't realise that it's the significance of this and how scary it is, and that brings you back down a little bit. And trying to keep it not scary, I think, is important. And the fact that I've got to be away for a long period of time next year is going to be difficult for all of us. And there's a long period where I'm going to be so susceptible to infection that you can't have the kids there and stuff like that. So that's something I've never had to deal with, not being able to spend that time with them. So it'll be interesting to see how we do that. Bit of Skype, some time on the phone and stuff like that. But again, it's a period. If it's 6 weeks, if it's a little bit longer, that's not much really in the greater scheme of things, isn't it? When you think about the rest of your life, hopefully. So that's where we're aiming.
Chris, good luck in the journey ahead.
Thanks, Tim. Good on you, mate.